Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Antoine Matthews with another episode of Learn How to Hack with Antoine Matthews. So today we're going to be going over day 9 of Advent 2022 on TryHackme. As you can see on day 29, we're going to be covering pivoting. And they got a pretty clever name for this called Dr. Hawes. The reason they say Dr. Hawes is because they're going to be including Docker containers inside of this room. As you can see, it's going to be, giving you a little bit of information about Docker. Some of the tools will be used are Metasploit and upgrading our interpreter shells, or upgrading our shells to interpreter shells. But what I did was, because they give you a lot of information right here, because this, information on the tools you'll be using, and then also, letting you know what pivoting is. I wrote the questions down right here, right? So we can all look at these questions. We don't have to scroll down to the bottom. We'll go back and forth so you can see exactly where we are. So without reading all this stuff, you can see we already have our target IP. So let's look at the first question. And it says, deploy the VM. All right. Wait a few minutes and what ports are open. So if we wanted to see what ports are open on this machine, the first thing we need to do is run an nmap scan. So let's just run nmap. Let's go ahead and paste that IP address. And then we'll do T5. All right, so I'm not really wanting to get too much detail in terms of the services running on here or anything verbose. I just want to know what ports are open. So that's why I didn't put, the SC flags in here. Outside of that, let's go and scroll down and we'll actually walk through their instructions. Like you see, look right here, this is the first one, launching a VM. What was the first thing they asked us to do? They asked us to launch the VM, right? Launch the VM or deploy the VM. So you could probably see if we go down this, it'll eventually walk us through the rest of these questions. So you can read through this, but I just showed you how to do it the easy way using Metasploit. We'll get into that a little later. So right here, let's go down. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Let's go back up. So we can actually start from right here. A lot of these questions on here, you can figure this out without actually having to follow this. It's just going to get to the part where we have to do Metasploit, where you might want to follow along with this left-hand side. So let's go ahead and go back into our terminal and see what ports are open. So look, it says port 80. So we know right here on our answer sheet, let's go ahead and put 80. So for this, port 80 is open. So that means it's a web server. Now it's going to ask us, what framework is the web application developed with? So let's go ahead and actually open up another tab, paste that IP address, and see what loads up. So now this is our website that they have popping up. You can see this is nothing. It's nothing. Typically, where would you find the framework? It would be right here. Usually, if you look at a lot of websites, it's at the bottom right-hand side or somewhere on the bottom of the screen. So right here, it so happens to be here. And the framework is, we was talking about this yesterday. I don't know how to say this. I think it's Laravel. I don't know why I got really hard with the Ravel, but I think that's what it is. Either way, look, let's go ahead and put that right here. That's the answer we got. Hold on, let me move this out the way. All right. So that's our second answer. We got that one taken out of, right? Now it says, what is this application vulnerable to? What CVE? CVE. So that's going to be one of our hints, right? So There's a multiple ways you can figure this out. What I did was I just copied this whole thing, including the version. Open up another tab. Paste this. And as you can see, I already searched it, but I'm going to type it anyway. Exploit. Once you type that in, you will see a few different things on here, or listings. I always like to check out exploit DB first if it does pop up. And this is kind of giving us a hint because, you know, part of the things we want to do with this room is get remote code execution. So we'll go ahead and click on to here. You can see remote code execution. And this is something you're going to want to remember too, because it's going to come into play later. So this says debug mode. So it's a vulnerability in debug mode that'll let you execute remote code. What is the CVE, however? The CVE is 2021-31-29. For those of you that don't know how to read this, what this means is this exploit was discovered in 2021, and it was the 3,129th exploit discovered that year. So what we're going to do is let's go and copy this. All right, let's put CVE, and then let's just paste what we just found. So now we have our CVE right here, and that's what the application is vulnerable to. Now it says, what command can be used to upgrade the last open session to an interpreter session? So that's kind of giving us a hint. We probably need to hop into Metasploit. So from our terminal, I think we'll be done with this bottom part. So we'll just work off this same screen, okay? Actually, I'm going to clear this out. Let's open up a new tab. So let's open up a new tab. I'll make this bigger so everybody can see what we're typing in. We're going to type in MSF console. No, we'll just let it run like that. And in the meantime, let's hop back into, let's close this because we're not going to need these anymore. Let me go and clear all that extra stuff off the screen. Probably need to do some type of upgrade or something. But either way, there we go. So now that we're here, we need to actually get shell or get shell on the machine. It's not telling us how to do that. Actually, I think it is telling us. So let's go ahead and follow along on this left hand side. So we got the console. So I know what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to search for the actual application or the framework. See right here, you can just copy this, so it'll be search Laravel because I still don't know how to say it. So look, let's go and search that. Cool. So you got two different exploits that populated here. We want to use this one. Remember we went to exploit DB and we found the thing that said debug remote code execution. That's what this is right here, and we said that's what this was vulnerable to. So let's go ahead and put use one, because that's going to be the one that's the exploit that we want to use. And let's see what they did on this side. Yeah, they use the same one, except instead of putting use one, they actually copied the whole path. All right, cool. So next thing we need to do is put show options. And the reason we want to show our options are because we have to add in some information. So whenever you see required and it says yes, that information has to be input before the exploit would be successful, okay? So first thing we notice is we need to do our rhost. Our rhost is just our target machine. So let's copy that. You put set rhost, and you can tab it out like I just did if you want. And then let's go ahead and put that right there. The next thing that we need to put on here, let's see if there's anything else. We need to put our L host. I don't know why I couldn't say that. So look, if you don't know what your L host is, that's your local host, so your machine. You can put if config and go down to your tune O, and you'll see an IP address. This is your IP address. So you can go ahead and copy that and then put set L host. Then just paste that in, or you can type it in. Let's go back in to show options, because there's one more thing that we have to do that was actually inside of our notes, or on the left hand side here on TryHackme, that they tell us we need to do. So it don't say it right here. Let me scroll up. Oh, I don't see it on here. I'm not sure exactly where it is. Oh, I got you. No. So actually, no, we do. So look, if I try to do this right now, it's not going to work. It's a failure, right? So what we need to do is, and I don't know why I can't find it right now. I apologize, my people. But what we need to do is change our HTTP client timeout. So we're going to set that to 20 seconds. So go and put set HTTP client timeout, and we're going to put 20. And hold on real quick. Let me do a word search on here, because you know me, I'm all about receipts. I don't want to tell y'all something and then not be able to show it to you. HTTP client. Okay, so yeah, it's right here. So look, it says, I'm glad that I did that. So it says, note, be sure to set the HTTP client timeout to 20 or the check may fail. So as you can see, look, on our first run, it failed, right? So once we set our HTTP client to 20, it went through. So good to go. So now we're done with that. Let's see what our next thing we have to do on here is. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me hop back into these questions. Oh, so now we need to upgrade our shell. So we got that to run. And then as you can see, look, it's going to have us background the sessions. Let's go ahead and background the session. Oh, I never ran it. I'm sorry. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up a little bit, because y'all can't see something that happened on my screen. All right, I can keep that side right there. All right, cool. So look, we were successful. It let us know that, hey, the target appears to be vulnerable. Then it tells you we got a session set up right here. Then it tells you, hey, look, this is where you are. This is us. And this is our target, right? You see that? We good to go. So now let's go and type a command in. Let's type in who am I. All right, so right here, www tag data. So now what we want to do is we just have a regular shell. Let's upgrade our shell. So how do we do that? Let's put this in the background, because we have to hop out of our actual session to elevate this. So what you want to do is, if you read through this right here, it'll say, look, background. So that's where we are right now. And then we need to put sessions upgrade 1. So let me go ahead and type in sessions right here so you can see that we do have a session live. Boom, it's just like the one on the left hand side, right? They got their session, we got our session. So now we're going to upgrade our shell to interpreter. So sessions, U for upgrade, and then tag 1 is tag 1 corresponds to session 1. So let's go ahead and push enter. See, look, upgrading session ID on 1. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, it's setting the stage. and let's see if it works. So look, this is cool. It said interpreter session 2 opened. Now let's go ahead and scroll this down. Man, we got the same thing going on right here. So let's see what this is doing. All right, cool. So let's go back into sessions. Look, and now we have 2 opened up. And what's that say? Interpreter, right? So let's go back into our questions. You guys can scroll down for your questions, but remember we put our questions on here right here. So we got to answer this question now. So it says, what command can be used to upgrade the last open session to an interpreter shell? We just did that, right? So it's sessions U1. Remember, that's your session. You say I'm going to upgrade, and then you telling it I want you to upgrade session 1 to an interpreter shell. So let's click right here. So this says, what file indicates a session has been opened within a Docker container? So now let's go ahead and get to that portion of it. So we'll scroll down, and this is telling it to you right here. Check this out. Cat var www.env. That's the answer right here. So what file? This is the file. This is the path to it. Tells you a session that's been opened in Docker. And real quick, I'm gonna scroll down just because I want to make sure that's correct, because I'm not sure if you need just that for the .env or if you need the whole path, and I don't want to lead us down the wrong way. So let me scroll down kind of. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not right. So good, we went to check. So let's scroll back up. And Docker environment. So look, it says it right here. We can also see, due to the presence of the blank or the Docker environment file, that we are in a Docker container. So this is that's telling you right now. So look, presence of this /.docker env file, that's the file. Remember, look, it's asking for a file that indicates a session has been open, that we are in a Docker container. So if you in a Docker container, that means you have a session popping. So we're good to go. Let's just go and copy this right here and put this into our answers. So it's /.docker env. Now it's going to say, what file often contains useful creds for web applications? Now we got to go back to that answer I just pointed out to you. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. But let me show you that the ones that we got so far are correct, because I know we haven't been going down to the bottom. Hopefully you've been entering them in as we've been going through here. So, all right, so I got to move slow now. Ah, man, I showed you an answer. Anyway, all right, look. So you can see the other ones match up to where we are. So the first one, that's port 80. Number 2 is Laravel. Then we have our CVE 2021-3129. Session upgrade is sessions TAC-U TAC-1. Our next one is /.docker env. And then now it says which file contains useful creds or credentials for web applications. So this is one. Let's scroll up. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So we already upgraded our session. So bang. And this is where you find our answer. So this is where I had a little mix up earlier. So it's at the .env. And you're going to see what I'm talking about, because watch, we hop into that session. We're going to run this, and it's going to give us some cool little information, right? So let's go ahead and type in sessions. U1. Oh, no, I didn't want to do 1. I needed to do 2. That's our, so let's go and background this. Let me make sure it's still, I did another one. So sessions, and then all right, cool. So we hopped in. So now let's go ahead and paste our command cat /var/www.ent. All right, now look what we did. We went into this path, right? And look at all the information. So it gave us actual information for the framework. You can see that right here. That's the application name. Tell us a little bit about the environment. But look, then we got the key. Scroll down, it gives you the link right here. Database connection, so that you know it's PG SQL. So web server, database. Look, we got usernames, passwords. So we got a lot of information right here, right? You keep scrolling down, it keeps telling you more and more. Redis, okay, look, the host, the password, no, that's no password pretty much, the port. Like, you got all of this good information right here. So now I did that for a purpose, like in order of me going through here and showing y'all, look, all these usernames, passwords, things like that, is because what did the question just ask us, right? It said, what file contains useful credentials? So that's useful credentials, right? And I just told you went into the .env because that's at the end of the path. So that's it right there. And that's the file. So .env. And just for, you know, your own purposes, when you see a dot, that means that's actually a hidden file. That's why it's important to know what we're doing right now. So let's go ahead and see what else they need us to do in order for us to move through this box. So the next thing we're going to do is resolve the web server or web service database. So let's go ahead and do that. You can just copy this right here. And let's go and put that into our shell. Awesome. So look right here, you see the web database 172.28.101.51. Same thing they got right here. So that means we got good information. Let's go and scroll down a little bit more. So now you can already see we got to throw this in the background because they got some other stuff we need to do. And this is going to be the part where we start our pivoting process. We're going to start getting things set up so that we could add routes and get it set up. So the first thing you see is we need to add this route. And this is the web service database right here, right? So we add in a route so that we can communicate with that. So let's go ahead and do this. You can just copy this command and paste it in here. So it said route added, right? So what I noticed is when I did this the first time, it worked. However, I skipped this portion. Do not skip this portion. Make sure that you follow along. I've been telling my boys in my class, like we had a great session last night. Slow down. Slow down. That's for everybody. Slow down and make sure that you get the information that you need. Because if you don't, you can get real frustrated for something simple that you skip. So let's make sure that both of those are added. And then let's go and do a route print so we can make sure that we got the stuff that we need. All right, cool. So look, we got our routes added. and they did the same thing. They printed theirs, right? So look, we got 172.17.01. Then we got 172.28.101.51. Bet. And look, the net mask is the same. This is really important. Make sure that you put the /32 instead of anything else. So that's why I'm saying just copy this so that you get the right stuff. Because if you don't do something right, it's not going to work. But let's go back into our questions and see what question we are on. So it says, what database contains useful credentials? So now we got to get on to that part. We about to figure it out in a minute, all right? So let's scroll down and see what they got us doing next. See what they got us doing next. All right, cool. So now it looks like we're going to hop into that Postgres, the server they had, right? The database. So let's go ahead and copy this command. And we're going to put this into our Metasploit. So now we switching. So you see how this red turned from this multi PHP to basically our exploit to our auxiliary. That's all that use meant. So we just literally switch. It's like we went to a different path. So now we want to run this command right here, and I'm gonna break this down for you so you can understand what it's doing. Okay. So we're going to log into this Postgres database. It's saying run it. And this is the password, the username and the password. Where did this information come from? Let's scroll up. It came from this right here. Database name, Postgres, username, password. That's what all of this is right here. And then remember, it's that web service database. This is it's like you SSH in, right? And, oh, it's right here. Yeah, and then Postgres. So let's go ahead, scroll down, and then paste that. Boom. And push run. So it's doing some stuff. It said it found the database. Bad. So let's scroll up and see what kind of information we got. So look, we got database name. These are all the tables. So we got user ID sequence. They got different columns. We got users. This looks like potential good stuff. We always want to see what users are. We got some more columns. All right, so look, this is cool. So under your users table, look at what you got. We got our ID. We got username. What's going to come with that username is the password. So that means if we could read the information in this table, we're going to find usernames and passwords already in there. So this is dope. So actually at this point, we can go back and answer that next question, right? So it says, what database table contains useful credentials? So I just showed y'all that, right? I'm going to show you the actual table because we're going to open it up. But it's the users table because that got usernames and passwords on the inside. So let's go ahead and fill that information out. Let's put users. But I'm going to give y'all the receipt right now, right? So you know me, I'm all about the receipts. Let me show y'all that it's going to give us that information. So let's scroll down. So I got that set up properly. So we did this right now. This is the next thing we want to do, right? So we're going to select that table. It's telling you to select the information from a specific table. So let's go ahead and run this command right here. So now we're going to use another path. And then look, we're going to do the same thing. Now we're telling, hey, get information from us, for us. So I'm going to read this to you again. So once again, look, we just logging in with the Postgres. We got the information, same stuff right here. But now we telling it, hey, look, SQL, this is inside that database. Select the start, everything. So whatever you have in this users table, select everything. That's what the star means. Everything from users and post it to me. I need to know all the information that's in there. What's in there? Username and passwords, right? We just went over that. Username, password. So give me all of the username and passwords that you have within that database or that table. And what did we pop up with? Santa. So now we done broke into Santa stuff. We got Santa's username and his password. So this is cool. Let's go back into our questions. And look, it's asking us right here. What is Santa's password? So what is Santa's password? It's password, bro. That complexity is incredible. Like if you're a cybersecurity professional, like you need to really take notes on how Santa's password is set up, because it gets no better. I'm telling you, it gets no better. Like if your password isn't password, I don't know what you're doing, quite frankly. Quite frankly, I don't know what you got going on, but hey, obviously I know I'm playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, cool. So look, now we got Santa's password. We chilling. And on the low, look, that's the password. That's going to be your answer. You can remember that Santa is the username. If for some reason you didn't remember that, you can go like this. So the way this usually works, when you see something like this, the first one is the username and the last one is the password. You can put it like this just in case, like in your notes, not on the actual answer, because it's going to this is the answer right here. But this is for your notes, just in case you need to remember what was Santa's, what was Santa's username. It may have been something different, but I'm gonna go ahead and erase this. But I just want to let y'all know, like if you actually taking notes, that's a way that you can put it. All right, cool. So what ports are open on the host machine? So the host machine, that means we got to do something that's not where we currently are, pretty much, because we got to figure that out. So let's go ahead and run this right here. Use auxiliary procs. So look, it even says right here, to further pivot through the private network, we can create a SOCKS proxy within Metasploit. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we got that set up, and we can copy this. And I want to show you something really quick. Like you can copy this information and post it and like just paste it like we are going to do, or you can show options and you can set this information. So look, I'm glad that I put that up right here, and now I'm going to paste this one. I'm not going to run it, but I'm going to paste it. Pretty much what this command did is it says run, and then it sets all this stuff for you. So your server host, right? What's your server host? Right here. And that is required, remember? Then it's saying, hey, look, the server port. We changed our server port to 950 when theirs is 180. But if you wanted to, you just change it the same way. Same thing with the version. So they have version 5. We got version 4A. And as you can see, it says it's accepted right here, right? Accepted 4A. So that was just a breakdown to let you know. Like you could type in a command this way, or you can actually go on the show options. But since we already had it set up, let's go ahead and push run or push enter. So that's letting us know that, all right, cool. Our SOCKS proxy server is starting, which is dope because it's the same thing they got right here. So when I was with my squad yesterday, this was the point that was giving me the most frustration, because I don't know why it kept failing. It was a few reasons why it kept failing. One of them is because I kept doing some stuff I didn't need to do. But so look, now let's go ahead and run this command. And hope that it don't stop. It should have went into an actual joint, but let me see. So we're gonna put this right here and we're gonna paste it. Let's see what happened. Where's the rest of the command at? I don't know. All right, that's what we got. So that lets me know that we're good to go, because yesterday it did the same thing, but it ended up working. So look, this is what we're gonna find out. This is what we're gonna see, the moment of truth right here, right? So if that worked, that means that we got the information. We put all this information down from that the server that we set up, and that was on from right here. So let me scroll up and show you. So it's just like a general curl command. This is good stuff. That means that that server we set up just worked. This is a whole bunch of scrolling. My bad, y'all. All right, cool. So look, trying, boom, boom, boom. So look. This get HTTP1, that's the host. That means it worked. We got all the information from right here. If it didn't, it would have said failed. So 200, okay, we good to go. That means that right now we just hopped on to another host. We just pivoted. We jumped from one machine to the next machine. So now what we can do is run this proxy chain command. So let's go and run that. We're going to run that. And look, this is what it says. From the attacker's host machine, we can use proxy chain to scan the compromised host machine. What's that host machine that's compromised? This one right here, 172.17.0.1. So let's go and do that. And we're going to scan it for some common ports that are open. So let's go and run that right here. Boom, look, Nmap, we got it cracking. So we got our ports that are open. These two right here, 22, hold on, 22 and 80. All right, let's go back over here and see what, all right, so cool. What ports are open on the host machine? I just showed you, you still see it highlighted right here, right? These other two, they close. So they only want to know the open ones. So we got 22, we got 80. Bang, so done. The last thing is, what is the root flag? All right, cool. So let's see if they hop into that. If they don't, we already know the answer. We can get into it, so we ain't worried about it. All right, cool. So they actually did. So we're going to SSH into this. So that's what this is right here, right? Remember, y'all can read through this stuff. I'm doing this for the sake of time. You know, so I don't want to have y'all on here for an hour for a box. That's really not that difficult. But read through this stuff if you don't know exactly what's going on, or if I'm not explaining it well enough. Read through it. Leave comments, you know, and we'll get back to you. If it's not me, you know, right away, definitely somebody else within, you know, our little community we building here. We'll chime in. You know, that's what we're talking about. Build the conversation, help each other learn this stuff. So if you're not moving as fast as you think you should, just chill out for a minute. So let's go ahead and paste this. Did I even copy it? Yeah, I did. So cool. So now SSH login. So look, you can see we about to run an SSH. And I probably shouldn't have copied that because I got to erase a lot of it. 1 second. Oh, that body bluffed me. I thought I had to sneeze and I didn't. If it come back, y'all gonna hear a big old achoo. Trust me, you are. All right, but cool. So what's this password? This thing is P4 $WORD. And let's double check that. So Santa's password. Look, I was right. Super complex, right? P4SSWORD. And look. What just happened now? Didn't I tell y'all earlier? So look, now we got to put the username. That's why I told you in your notes, you might want to put it like that. See, username, password. So we got this command set up. Let's go and push enter. Completed. So that just ran the brute force using the creds that we use. So now let's go ahead and, oh man, my bad. Go to sessions. And then let's check out session 3. So sessions 3. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, okay, that's not the right one. All right, so let me background this. It should have worked. this didn't work either. All right, so let's see what's going on. We had some minor difficulties real quick. So we ran this brute force, successful. We didn't get this information that they popped off right here. So let me scroll up to make sure we entered the correct information. We copied and pasted. That was one of the reasons I wanted to make sure we did that. So did I mess something up? Run Santa. We got Santa right here. We got the password. We got this brute force completed. So it should have opened up another session. Earlier I messed up and opened up a session on accident. So, but 2, that's not going to be session 2. Let me just log into session 2 just to see. Yeah, see, that's not going to work either. So, background, I'm going to run this SSH again to see what's happening. And we're going to do some troubleshooting if it's not working, because it should have worked. Let's go ahead and copy this command again. See, I'm telling you, it's always smooth until it's not smooth. me and my boys last night, we was going through it for a little bit. So let's go and paste this again. So let me double check and make sure we didn't skip something. So we got the same information when we was able to hop onto the box. We did that. All right, cool. SSH is open. So that's why we're attacking SSH. It's telling you right here. It's possible to reuse, blah, blah, blah. All right, bet. So then we switched over here. This is the same thing. Scanner SSH login. Yeah, because that's what we need. And then we push enter. So we should be able to log in right now. See, but this isn't popping up. That's the one that should be popping up, and it's not. So let me see sessions. Yeah, see that? We popped it, but it's not showing up. Let me see. Yeah, because all of these are not the right one. So along the line, something didn't go right. Something did not go right. Hey. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. It did not go right. I don't know what's going on. Sessions 3. All right. Give me a second. Let me figure this out real quick. All right, Charlotte, we back at it. I don't know what happened. As you can see, I got the same commands running, and it worked. So look, let's confirm and check out the sessions, right? So let me go ahead and put this in sessions. And now all of a sudden, we got the shell at Cali. So I ran back. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I killed that last session, the proxy chain. I killed it. If it'll scroll up so I can show y'all, because I didn't know what was going on. So look, I listed my jobs. First thing I did was list my jobs. I saw that that was still running, right? I said, nah, kill the job. We're going to start fresh. So it's like we just started from this step all over again. You can see, look, jobs, uppercase K, killed the job. So that cleared everything out. Said stopping all jobs, right? Then I confirmed no jobs active. Enter the same information. I guess it just needed another go round. We got that started back up, entered the same information, got the nmap, verified that these ports was open, and then literally put in this, switch this to the same little path, and then ran the password and username, sh10. So anyway, look, you can see that we got it going. So let's hop into session 4, and then ls root. All right, cool. So look, let's do cat root.txt, and we got our flag. Man, I'm telling you, technology is just so trip sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And when it don't work, sometimes it just needs some time to breathe. I don't know what's going on with it. But either way, look, we got our flag right here. Go back into our notes and paste that flag, or to our answers. Paste that flag right here. And then look, now I can scroll down because it's not super far. And we can show you all of the answers we got. So look, 80, La Revel, the CVE, upgrading your session. That, you know, the Docker session has been open. Got the environment with the files where we got all those usernames and passwords. Then we open up that table, got that stuff. So that was under users. Santa's password, the ports that were open on our local or that host machine, and then now our root. So look, that was the whole box. Took a little bit longer than expected because we ran into some complications at the end, some technical difficulties. But yeah, so good, man. Hope y'all learned something from this. Thanks for rocking with your boy. The words of the day is slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I'm starting to love that phrase, slow down. But anyway, man, look, this is your boy Antoine Matthews. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tune in, and y'all keep the conversation going. What box y'all doing next? What questions you got about this box? What other situations have you been in where you had to use pivoting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Holla at your boy. I'm out.